Okay, so namaste and good evening, everyone. Welcome to the session. This is Swadharma Challenge 3, Masterclass on Yoga. Basically, it's a master. We call it Masterclass, but as I have written the facilitator, so I actually yoga is such a vast field that one life is not sufficient to just read or understand this. So I will be sharing whatever I have learned from my gurus, my own experiences or books and teachers and the places, everyone whom I have met, what I have understand. So this will be the just like my experience sharing, and I request everyone to just to be a participative. If you need to ask any question between the session, you can just straight away ask the question because later at the later you may forget the question or I may not be able to reply your question that better way at that rather than that point of time. So you can ask that question. So yeah, yes. So this is a master class on the yoga. So So this is the overview of this class. So first we will just go through what is yoga and then types of yoga, how many types are there, then Ashtanga yoga. So this we will be particularly learning about this Ashtanga yoga Mysore style. Then what is the theory of Ashtanga yoga? Then practice of Ashtanga yoga. Then four series of of asanas. Basically, good evening, Meghna ji. So this Ashtanga Yoga Mysore style, it has six set of asana which are called series. So this I tried my best, but I won't be able to find that to advanced level. So I am having this four series of asana. So I have just put in the I just included in that PPT. So we will be discussing on that. Then concept of daily Mysore practice as we are practicing daily. So what actually the Mysore practice is, we will be discussing on that topic. Then concept of lead class. In the Mysore practice, we have concept of one lead class. So we will be just discussing that topic. Then at the last, I will be sharing some important tips which my gurus has shared with me. Then how you can, if you are a beginner, you can start your practice. If you are a beginner, you can how to continue that practice. Then if you are already doing this practice, then how you can deepen the practice. So we will be discussing the master class would be on this 9 points. So let's proceed to next slide. This is the next slide is about me because before giving a lecture, at least everyone should know about me कि भाई मैं कौन हूँ कहाँ से हूँ मेरे बारे में background क्या है so that people it will be easy for you to understand about the topics. So this is me. My name is Sher Singh. All you know. My date of birth is 1983. I belong to district Mathura, Uttar Pradesh. Earlier it was part of Mathura, but now it is Hathras. But since we are the Braj Bhashi, so uh, we always consider ourselves from the district Mathura only. Then I completed my graduation in the year of 2008. Basically, since my father was a government employee, he retired in 2017. So I did my all schooling education from Rajasthan, Ajmer only. I studied there. Even from there only I prepared and then I just picked up this government job. Presently, I'm a government employee living in Thrissur, Kerala, and I am a married. I have a spouse, a housemaker. I have two kids. My daughter just finished 10th class exam and son is in sixth standard. And my hobbies are to practice yoga, reading, and cycling. And I have been practicing Ashtanga yoga since 2018. So this is small introduction about me. Then, what is yoga? So, anyone can just give your thought that when you heard, listen, read about this, so what comes into your mind? There's what is the actual meaning you understand the yoga? Like what is the yoga? What do you understand? Anyone can just throw some light. You can write in chat box also.
So am I audible?
Yes, yes, audible, please.
Yeah, yoga means jodna, mind, breath, like body.
Yes, absolutely true. Yo, basically, yoga is made of two words. That is the yuj, yuj means to connect, to join. Yes, thank you very much. Anyone would like to say, to share their thoughts?
In the class, you always tell it's a gaze, breath, and the posture.
Yes, that is the Tristana method. We will talk in later. So, yes, thank you very much. So basically, what is the yoga? If we read the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Gita says that yoga is the journey to the self, by the self, from the self. Even if we go into the meditation, meditation also says that life starts from us, by us, to us only. Means that individual is the path, individual is the traveler, individual is the destination. This is the whole complete definition of yoga. If we take it yoga as a asana practice, if we take yoga as a study of scriptures or the meditation or anything, but this would be the this would be always coming again and again in one or another way. So this is the yoga. This is the definition of yoga which I have understood. You may find some different definition, so that is also true. Next slide. So yes, next slide is that types of yoga. So how many types of yoga do you have come across that definition any in your life? आपने अपनी लाइफ में कई बार बोलते हैं कि भाई ये भी योग है, ये भी योग है, ये भी योग है। तो आपके माइंड में क्या आता है कि किस तरह के मतलब हैं योग के कितने टाइप्स हो सकते हैं? Anyone can share? Anyone would like to share? If you are not able to say, then you can just type in chat box.
सर योग का नाम यदि मान लो हम जब भी रिमाइंड करते हैं तो वैसे तो ठीक है, एकेडमिक्स पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से हम कर्म योग की बात करते हैं, ध्यान योग की बात करते हैं, राजयोग की बात करते हैं, भक्ति योग की बात करते हैं, ज्ञान योग की बात करते हैं। आई थिंक कर्म योगा इज वेरी जनरल, जो कि बोलचाल की भाषा में भाई काम करते रहो, बाकी सब छोड़ छोड़ दो। और भक्ति योग, आई थिंक कर्म योग और भक्ति योग ये दो ऐसी चीजें जो जनरली आम जन की बोलचाल की भाषा में जनरली यूज करते हैं।
Absolutely, sir. बिल्कुल सही. Yes, thank you very much, sir. So, sir, when I started my yoga journey in 2018, so I was practicing asana and asana and asana. So I came across one of my friend who was practicing yoga for 20 years. Even he is not married. अभी वो ब्रह्मचारी है और he is living his life only. So I asked him that, sir, I want to just deepen my knowledge about the yoga. तो सर मुझे कोई एक बुक के बारे में बताइए. तो उन्होंने मुझे बताया कि शेर सिंह, अगर आपको जानना है योगा के बारे में तो योग जो बेस्ट बुक को एक्सप्लेन करती है वो भगवत गीता है। सारे के सारे जो योग हैं वो भगवत गीता से शुरू हैं और भगवत गीता में ही खत्म है। तो फिर देन आई स्टार्टेड भगवत गीता, नाई परचेज। और भगवत गीता में ऐसा नहीं है कि हमने कोई एक पर्टिकुलर राइटर की बुक लेनी है। यू कैन टेक एंड, बिकॉज हमें भगवत गीता का एसेंस समझना है, हमें उसका मीनिंग, हमने केवल उसका किस राइटर ने क्या लिखा है। सो बिकॉज इट इज ए बेसिकली ए कमेंट्री रिटन बाय एनीवन लाइक स्वामी विवेकानंदा और एनीवन। तो when I read this Bhagavad Gita, so then I come to know that actually Bhagavad that there are the mainly three types of yoga. First is the karma yoga. This it has been explained in very detail in chapter 3 of Bhagavad Gita. Or if we take any example like Mahatma Gandhi, he was the karma yogi. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, they remain committed to their work throughout the lifetime. So this is how this karma yoga. Then Dhyan Yoga, explained in chapter 6 Bhagavad Gita, which is Gyan Yoga, जो हम आजकल करते हैं. We will just talk it later. And then Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is explained in chapter 12 in very detail. जो हम ISKCON, जो हम लोग सुनते हैं ISKCON के बारे में, तो ISKCON people they propagate the Bhakti Yoga. लाइक मीराबाई जो थी, इन्होंने जो एनलाइटन प्राप्ति किया थ्रू द वे ऑफ भक्ति योगा। सो अगर हम देखें तो योगा के बेसिकली तीन ही मतलब मेजर टाइप्स हैं, दैट इज कर्म योग, भक्ति योग, कर्म योग, ध्यान योग एंड भक्ति योग। देन एज आई ऑलरेडी सेड दैट कि एक किताब जो सारे तरह के योगों को एक्सप्लेन करती है, दैट इज भगवत गीता। तो हमने पीछे देखा कि कर्मयोग, जैसे हमारे महात्मा गांधी जी थे, कई सारे लोग हैं जिन्होंने केवल अपने कर्म में ही सत्य निष्ठा धर्म में रहते हुए ईश्वर की प्राप्ति की, या वो अपने उस कर्म में ही इतने ज्यादा डेडिकेटेड थे कि उन्होंने कभी कोई दूसरा पाथ अडेप्ट ही नहीं किया, और टिल द लास्ट ब्रेथ ऑफ देयर लाइफ दे वर कमिटेड टू देयर जॉब। लाइक आई एम वेरी इम्प्रेस्ड फ्रॉम द एपीजे अब्दुल कलाम जी। जब वो एक्सपायर हुए एट दैट टाइम ऑल्सो ही वॉज डिलीवरिंग वन लेक्चर। सेम महात्मा गांधी जी, कई ऐसे अनगिनत लोग हैं जिन्होंने अपनी लाइफ को केवल कर्म योग में डेडिकेटेड किया। देन भक्ति योग, चैतन्य महाप्रभु जी जो थे, उन्होंने भक्ति योग के थ्रू ईश्वर की प्राप्ति करी। मीराबाई, कई सारे लोग हैं ऐसे जिन्होंने, जो हम चांटिंग और जो कीर्तन है, कीर्तन के थ्रू भी हम ईश्वर की प्राप्ति कर सकते हैं, एनलाइटनमेंट कर सकते हैं, वो भक्ति योग है। फिर नेक्स्ट है ध्यान योग। ध्यान योग बेसिकली इट इज कॉल्ड पतंजलि योग और अष्टांगा योग और ज्ञान योग, विच हैज बीन explained in more detail in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra. So this is also explained in chapter number 6. Through the mind, through the elevation of our mind, we can just achieve the enlightenment. Swami Vivekananda, Brahma Kumaris, Sister Shivani, they all propagate this style of yoga, that is Dhyana Yoga. So this is the book, Patanjali Yoga Sutra. This book is divided in 4 chapters. That is sadhana pada samadhi kevalya. So this is the 4 chapters it defines. जब हम इनको पढ़ेंगे तो और अच्छे से समझ सकते हैं, but we will not go to detail in those things. So this जो हम बेसिकली हम आजकल जो प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं, बेसिकली वी आर प्रैक्टिसिंग अष्टांगा योग। सो अष्टांगा योग, बेसिकली अष्टांगा योग इज पतंजलि योग और ध्यान योग या ज्ञान योग, मतलब यही इनके पर्यायवाची हैं या सिनोनियम है। सो सिंस वी आर प्रैक्टिसिंग फॉर लास्ट 2 weeks दिस ध्यान योग, सो वी विल बी मोर फोकसिंग एंड वी विल गो इन मोर डिटेल इन दिस अष्टांगा योग और ध्यान योग और दिस ज्ञान योग, Patanjali Yoga. So this is the 8 limbs of yoga. These are the, just you can see on the slide. First are the yamas. Yamas, satya, ahimsa, asteya, brahmacharya, and aparigraha. Ahimsa, we all know, non-violence. Satya, always truthfulness. Asteya means don't steal. Means हमें कभी चोरी नहीं करनी. जो चीज हमारे हमको जितना जरूरत है मिनिमलिज्म लाइफ वो रखनी है. Then brahmacharya, we all know. Aparigraha. Aparigraha means non-possession, नॉन ग्रीडी बिहेवियर. हमें लालच नहीं करना, हमें जितनी चीज हमें आवश्यकता है उतना ही रखना है, और जो हमारे 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 चीज काम की नहीं है हमें उसको डोनेट कर देना है सोसाइटी के वेलफेयर के लिए. सो दिस इज द यमास. दिस इज द बेसिक प्रिंसिपल ऑफ यमा. देन नियमा. Niyama is the self observance. Yama are the behaviors which we have to conduct while we are in the society. Niyamas are the behavior which we have to just imbibe in ourselves. Like first है शौच. शौच means cleanliness, always maintain purity. हमको ही बताया जाता है कि जब हम सवेरे योगा में बैठते हैं तो सवेरे नहा धो के रूम की साफ सफाई करके आपका रूम वेल नीट एंड क्लीन होना चाहिए, तभी हमारा योगा करने का आसना करने का फायदा है. सो फर्स्ट है क्लीनलीनेस. क्लीनलीनेस ऑफ द योर एक्सटर्नल एंड इंटरनल ऑफ योर बॉडी एंड योर थॉट्स. Then Santosha. Santosha means containment. Always practice containment. Then Tapas. Tapas is like that self-discipline. The asana which we are doing, it is that some type of tapas. Means physical austerity, mental austerity means हमें दिन रात मेहनत करनी है, dedication. Then Swadhyay. Swadhyay means keep learning, learning of scriptures. This is the one of the reason that why I just joined this TBF group or Bibliophile group, because since as the 8 limbs of yoga, we have one mandate, the Swadhyay, reading of scriptures, reading of books. So this is just due to this mandate, I come to that book reading, and now I'm just practicing and continuing it. So this is Swadhyay. And then Ishwar Pranidhana. Ishwar Pranidhana means surrender to the God, surrender to the higher power. This is how we can, like through meditation. Through meditation, we can just surrender ourselves, we can connect to ourselves. So these are the niyamas, yama and niyamas. We have to, these are the foundation of the Ashtanga yoga. Then asana practice we always do. Even while practicing asana, we have to practice yamas and niyamas. Like asana, don't harm yourself. Whatever you practice, just practice with truthfulness. Don't steal. Whatever you have practiced, just don't copy somebody. Don't take anyone. Just so our Guruji says that while practicing asana, try to practicing yamas and niyamas like cleanliness, all these things. Then pranayama, we are also daily practicing one pranayama. Pranayama basically we are just connecting to the breath. So these are four are the outside. It is called outside what we call आउटसाइड साधना. हम जो है बाहरी साधना है, हम एक्सटर्नल तपस बोलते हैं इसको. देन प्रत्याहार. प्रत्याहार मीन्स withdrawing our senses just like a tortoise. तो ये जब हम चारों को प्रैक्टिस कर लेते हैं, then we turn our mind inwards. Then it first come dharana. Dharana means focus. Then dharana के बाद में है ध्यान. ध्यान means meditation. And at the last samadhi. This is called oneness or enlightenment. So this is how these 8 limbs of yoga, because we are practicing Ashtanga yoga. So this is we are always practicing these limbs at one time when we are practicing asana, pranayama, anything. So this is while we are practicing Ashtanga yoga, we always remember that these are the 8 steps, and we must read and practice these all steps every day. The next slide. So now these are the Ashtanga yoga. Then come to this. I always say that Ashtanga yoga, this massive style yoga. So am I audible? You can just while in the lecture, in that this yoga class, you can just give thumbs up so that I can just correlate that all are awake or not getting it, or even you can ask any question. So this is, thank you. So this is like we have just gone through what is the Ashtanga yoga and what was the yoga. So this was the generalized thing. Now we are just coming to the particular specialized thing like Ashtanga yoga, Mysore style. So what is this Ashtanga yoga? Ashtanga yoga is basically it is a blend. It is a mixture of Patanjali Yoga Sutra and Hatha Yoga. Hatha Yoga, which has been explained in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika by Swami Swadharma. We will just discuss it in on later. So this is how I started my fitness journey in 2018. How I start? Because as I have earlier said that prior to coming to yoga, I was a runner. So I used to run a lot. I used to run 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers, but due to some knee injury, I stopped my running and I put on lots of weight. And I was not able to find the way out that how I will regain my health and fitness. So one of my friend just advised me to practice yoga, this Ashtanga yoga, and since then I started and I never looked back, and I am continuously practicing 6 days in a week. So now this was up to now. Up to now we have discussed this yoga. Now we are going to explore the Ashtanga yoga in particular. That what is the Ashtanga yoga? This Mysore style. How this Mysore style yoga come up? Like how it's come into the existence and how it's flourished and how what the concept came and now how it is nowadays it has been practicing of people all around the world. This is first we will read about the theory and then we will come to the practice. So part one, the theory of Ashtanga yoga. So first Ashtanga yoga history and tradition. So we will be just covering this on this topic that listening to the wisdom of your body, the ancient origins of yoga poses, the origins of Ashtanga yoga, Ashtanga a spiritual practice, a physical practice, and how you can find your teacher. So first, listening to the wisdom of your body. So basically, yoga is a sanctuary where we learn to listen to our body. When our capacity to listen at its greatest and most refined, we can listen directly to our soul and seek its guidance. So we always says that in Ashtanga Yoga that the source is always within us. So we have to just discover, identify, and get connected with the source. So in this Ashtanga Yoga practice, we just inculcate the habit of listening to the wisdom of our body. Sorry. So now the ancient origin of the yoga poses. We will go a little bit. Sorry. We will go through this little bit. It is history, so it may be boring. So just I request everyone just bear with me. So this when we go into the historical um, story of this yoga poses, so we know that the Pasupati shields used by Indus Valley civilization 3000 years ago. So there we find this how this they used to this there were their symbols of this yoga poses there. The seals depicted human form in yoga like poses like Baddha Kodasana or Mool Bandhasana like this. So this is the left side. You can see this Mool Bandhasana. This is that from the Indus Valley civilization, and right side is the Mool Bandhasana. Next, the ancient again the origins of yoga poses. The term asana appears in the yogic text in the Atharveda Samhita and in the cosmogonic myth that describes with folded legs, soles, and a padmas. So this is the first, the term appeared in Atharveda Samhita also. Then Kat Upanishad is the first to use the word yoga, specifically in the reference to the careful training of the body and the mind to be absolutely one pointed and still with the Kat Upanishad. Basically, asana is a subset of yoga and perhaps the foundational step in full eight-limbed path of Ashtanga yoga, what the Patanjali described. Then Hatha Yoga Pradipika by Swami Swadharma outlines numerous yoga asana. Like if we consider about the asana practice, so asana comes from the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, which has been described by Swami Swadharma, which I have described that this Mysuru style is basically blend of Patanjali Yoga Sutra and this Hatha Yoga Pradipika. All the physical yoga practice of the current era can be called to the fall under the Hatha Yoga. Now come to our present the Ashtanga Yoga Mysore style system can be called hybrid of Ashtanga Yoga Patanjali and Hatha Yoga of Swami Swadharma. Now we will just focus on this Ashtanga Yoga Mysore style, how it come into the existence. So there was a sage called Baman Rishi. He used to be believed to the author of योग करुणता. योग करुणता बेसिकली मतलब ये एक ऐसी योगा की किताब है जिसके कहीं पे भी कोई ट्रेसेस नहीं है, कोई किताब नहीं है, कोई वो नहीं है, बट ये हम जो हमारे जो योगा के जो फोर फादर्स हैं, जो मॉडर्न फादर्स हैं, उनसे ही हमने सुना है कि ये इस तरह की किताब थी और इसको जो है स्वामी जो वमन ऋषि शेष थे उन्होंने इसको अपने नेक्स्ट स्टूडेंट को बताया. दिस टेक्स्ट वाज allegedly discovered by Krishnamacharya in early 20th century, and this P. Krishnamacharya is considered as the father of modern yoga. He discovered that book and then he taught the yoga from this book to his next student, that is K. Patabi Joyce and B.K. Sanger. However, as I mentioned here, that however, the textbook itself was not preserved. There are no record of the author Baman Rishi. It has been just we have heard from our gurus only. Then next was Ram Mohan Brahmachari. He used to live in Himalayas. It is said that T. Krishnamacharya studied under the Ram Mohan Brahmacharya for 7 years in the Mount Kailash. This Thirumalai Krishnamacharya, he was an Indian yoga teacher, Ayurvedic healer. He is regarded as the guru of modern yoga, father of the modern yoga, and he is considered as the architect of Vinyasa in the sense of combining. Basically, Vinyasa means combining breath with the movement. The style of yoga he created come to call that Vinyasa yoga or Vinyasa Krama. So this is this Thirumalai Krishnamacharya, 1888 to 1889, father of modern yoga. So this is the famous thing about this our guru, this Sri Krishnamacharya, is that he always emphasized that teach what is appropriate for an individual, not what you know. So it is his core teaching that कि हमें जब भी किसी को योगा के बारे में अगर हमें अपनी नॉलेज शेयर करनी है तो हमें सामने वाले की जो कैपेसिटी है, जो हेल्थ है, उसके हिसाब से उसको सिखाना है, ना कि जो हमें आता है वो सिखाना है. So this is the core teaching of Thirumalai Krishnamacharya ji. So this is, I have just written that Krishnamacharya traveled to Tibet. After 2.5 months of walking, Krishnamacharya arrived at Sri Raman Mohan Brahmacharya school in Mount Kailash. He lived there and 7.5 years he studying the Yoga Sutra Patanjali, learning an asana and pranayama. सो जैसे हम जानते हैं हमने स्कूलों में पढ़ा है कि गुरु दीक्षा जो थी एक परंपरा है कि जब भी कोई भी शिष्य अपने गुरु से शिक्षा लेता है तो बाद में उसको दीक्षा देनी पड़ती है, उसको फीस पे करनी पड़ती है जिसको हम मॉडर्न टाइम में स्कूल फीस कहते हैं. सो एज द ट्रेडिशन होल्ड्स एट द एंड ऑफ हिज स्टडीज विद द गुरुस कृष्णाचार्य आस्क व्हाट इज हिज पेमेंट वुड बी. द मास्टर रिस्पॉन्डेड दैट कृष्णाचार्य वाज टू take a wife, raise children, and be a teacher of yoga. So this is the beauty of this Ashtanga Yoga Mysore style is that they propagate household system, not that sannyasi system. So this is the beauty of this. Like if you go to the Bihar School of Yoga, that is meant for sannyasis only. If you go to the Ramakrishna Ashram, that Swami Vivekananda, they propagated the sannyasi style, the sannyasi path of yoga. But this Ashtanga Yoga Mysore style, they always teach that practice yoga and be a householder. So this our guru, this Tirumalai Krishnamacharya wrote this book, Yoga Makaranda. I have read this book. It has been written that his core teaching is that teach what is within you, not as it applies to you, but as it applies to the one in front of you. So it is his core teaching. So when you want to just deepen your practice, you can just read this book also. Then after this Krishnamacharya's student was K. Patabi Joyce. He was also Indian yoga guru, and he also developed this Indian style, this Vinyasa yoga. He studied with Krishnamacharya in the Mysore only, and and this Patabi Joyce and BK Sayangar, they were the classmate and they were both the student of T. Krishnamacharya. So once they finished their education, BK Sayangar went to Pune and he established that Iyengar style of yoga. And K. Patabi Joyce, he was from Mysore, and in the Gokulam, he established his own shala and he established this Ashtanga Yoga Mysore style. This is how this Ashtanga Yoga Mysore style originates from the K. Patabi Joyce, Gokulam, Mysore. This is this Patabi Joyce photo. He lived in 1915 to 2009. He was that student of T. Krishnamacharya in Mysore along with B.K. Sayangar. So this 1948 K. Patabi Joyce established the Ashtanga Yoga Research Institute, Mysore, India. It is still there to accommodate the increasing number. He opened the shala and started teaching there with his daughter and his grandson Sarat Joyce with rest of life. He published this K. Patabi Joyce published one book that is Yogamala in Kannada, and he narrated all his teaching in that book only. This is the book Yogamala. I have studied it. So what the Patabi Joyce, the style of yoga he just invented, he has just described in this completely in this book. So if you want to deepen, you can just read this book. Then the next came R. Sarat Joyce. Sarat Joyce he was the grandson of the K. Patabi Joyce, and he continued the tradition of Ashtanga Yoga, which was first established by Tirumalai Krishnamacharya, then Patabi Joyce, and then Sarat Joyce. And unfortunately, in 2024, 11th November, when Sarat Joyce Guruji was in USA, so he got died sudden cardiac arrest. This is our last guru, this R. Sarat Joyce, 1971 2024. He wrote this book, Ageless. Ageless, I have read this book. This is the first book I have read of my life, and it is truly a life-changing book. It has been not written in that a philosophical, typical way, but has been written just like a health style book, and if you get a time. I think it is available at 250 rupees only. You can just read it, and just believe me, you will not be like आपको ऐसा नहीं लगेगा कि पैसे फालतू चले गए. You will learn a lot things. Yes. So this is the logo of Sharat Yoga Center, Mysore, India. This is the last time I visited there. So this is the Sharat Yoga Center. You can see, and at the right, you can see how we practice. In this practice, the teacher just monitor, and since we know the sequence of asana, so the teacher never demonstrate any asana. We go and practice, and whenever we make any mistake to any asana, teacher comes and corrects. So a little bit more about this. Come to the more history about this. He was the king of the Mysore. Maharaja Mysore was Krishna Raja Vadiyar IV. He lived from 4th June to 1884 to 1940. So why I'm just describing about this Krishna Raja Vadiyar, because this is the Mysore Palace. You can see during the left side is the daytime and right side on the night time. It's so beautiful. If you anytime you got a chance, just go visit there. You will enjoy it a lot. So why I'm just describing this Krishnaraja Vadiyar? That because he was the pivotal in the modern revival of yoga by patronizing T. Krishnamacharya, the father of modern yoga. In 1933, the Maharaja established a yogashala at the Jagmohan Palace, enabling Krishnamacharya to teach, develop the Vinyasa yoga. And he, uh, impressed by his scholarship, the Maharaja appointed Krishnamacharya as his personal yoga teacher and funded the establishment and yoga studio and a school within the palace where in when he was king, like 1940. So in 1930, he was means Mysore was so much like the yoga has been in their ब्रेथ, मतलब उन लोगों के योगा लाइफ में इतना आ गया था. और जो मैसूर के जो किंग थे, ही वॉज अ ग्रेट ग्रेट किंग. उन्होंने कई सारे रिफॉर्म्स किए लेडीज में. उन्होंने इकोनॉमिकल, ही वॉज सच अ ग्रेट किंग. उन्होंने ऐसे बोल सकते हैं कि उन्होंने पूरा जो मैसूर का या कर्नाटका का पूरा ढांचा ही बदल दिया जब तक वो रहे. सो ही वॉज द मेन पैट्रोनेज ऑफ द योगा. दैट्स वाई दिस मैसूर स्टाइल ऑफ योगा, इट इज सो पॉपुलर, सो ऑथेंटिक. जब आप मैसूर में जाएंगे तो यू विल फील लाइक योगा इन द ब्रीज इन दैट मैसूर. This is that's why I am just including here this. So now come to the spiritual practice. We have already discussed asana, pranayama, yama, niyama. We already discussed niyama. So now come to this. We have just discussed the history part. Now come to the physical part. So the theory that I am sharing here is largely on my own constantly evolving experience rather than official statement of the Ashtanga Yoga. So this, as I earlier discussed, that Ashtanga Yoga practice is broken into 6 group of poses. The first group is called primary series. Basically, what we are practicing asana is from the primary series. These are the 72 asanas known as Yog Chikitsa. It is a like a 90-minute continuous asana practice we do in the shala. But as a beginner, I cannot like that. Just like our Krishnamacharya says that teach what is applicable to the person in front of you. So that's why we are just learning very small part of this yoga. So this is the very important. This is the very important concept what this our guru propagated. Just kindly pay attention that the yoga guru T. Krishnamacharya described yoga as the process by which the impossible becomes possible and possible over the long period of time becomes easy. I again read it. The impossible becomes possible and possible over long period of time becomes easy. But what what we generally do, the place where many practitioners fall off the path because they try straightway to go from impossible to easy. So this is the very a practical line Tiksmacharya mentioned that we always try to go to the impossible to easy. But first we have to make impossible thing to make it possible. Then when we continue, then it become easy. Then finding your teacher, it is very important. Like choosing a teacher or a school is not as casual as shopping for the clothes. It is a complex process that ideally employs our body, mind, and spirit. So before going for the teacher, we must verify a teacher's qualification by speaking with other older students who have been practicing more than 10 years with one teacher to get a feel of how the practice works for a long period of time. So choosing a teacher is very important. After practicing for 8 or 9 years, I am able to find my the true teacher. So when you keep on practicing, then one day definitely you will find your teacher. Then yoga, then teach and tradition illuminate the path. But always remember that yoga is a non-dogmatic, non-religious path toward the self-realization. Teacher and tradition can illuminate the path, but always remember we have to take each step with our own 2 feet. The teacher can illuminate the path, but we have to do our journey ourselves only. So this is the generally what we find. हम सोचते हैं कि यार टीचर बढ़िया मिल गया अभी तो मेरा योगा या मेरी जो नैया पार लग जाएगी बट ऐसा नहीं है आपको अपनी यात्रा खुद ही करनी पड़ेगी so we always keep this thing in your mind then come to our practice is heart of the method as Anuradha ji told uh, pose breath and gaze. So this is our heart of the practice. It is called Tristana method. Tristana consists of three simple things: breath, pose, and gaze. It's called Tristana. Tristana gives practical guidelines for simply performing the asana. This is what this beauty of this that when we practice this pose, breath, and gaze simultaneously, it becomes like a moving meditation. Like I have practiced is that our Guru always says that do not rush, do not try to do much more asana in one practice, but try to focus on your breath and gaze in each asana. When we focus asana, when we focus on breath and gaze, so what is the result? When we finish the practice, we feel energized rather than getting exhausted. I have just felt many times this. So this is the beauty of this practice. Whenever you are practicing, just focus on your breath and gaze. Do not rush. Just try to work on your breath. Since so I have been practicing for this asana. So I always focus on the steady and equal breath. So I practice sometimes even for 2 hours. I practice more than 90 asana. But at the end of the session, I feel energized, not exhausted. So this is the beauty of this practice. That only with three components of Tistana method, one will experience the transformative power of the Ashtanga Yoga. Then part two, the practice of Ashtanga Yoga. So we all know that this first sun salutation, where it all begins. In Ashtanga Yoga, there are two types of sun salutation. One is A, one is B. One consists of 9 vinyasa. Sun salutation B consists of 17 vinyasas. Other members knows that because since we do not teach in the beginning. So in general, our practice, we do 10 set of Surya Namaskar A and 5 set of Surya Namaskar B to get the body fully warmed up. Then standing asana, is the foundational poses we are doing daily basis. Seated poses, the inner body strengthening. We work on our lotus, the inner body strengthening. Back bendings, open the heart. We have not started because the back bending is the advanced stage of asana. So if we practice at this stage, we might hurt our injured our back. So later stage we will start. Finishing poses we all know, entering into the inner space, turning the mind inward, conserving the energy for the rest of the day, rest of the event of the life of the day. So just I mentioned here that Ashtanga Yoga is the consist of 6 series. So we will discuss only the 4 series. First series is called primary series Yog Chikitsa. I will show the pictures. So this is the we are doing daily basis that Surya Namaskar A 9 vinyasas, Surya Namaskar B 17 vinyasas, then fundamental asana, foundational poses we are doing. Then primary series standing asana. One day we practice this Utkat asana and another asana are also there. Then seated postures. Then this seated asana like Marichasana A and B. All are the advanced poses. So if we other member when we are practicing, they know we practice all these asanas. Back bending also there. So this primary series consists of 72 asanas. It is 90 minutes back to back practice. Then comes second series. It is called intermediate series. This also this also consists of 72 asanas. So, what is the basic difference between these series? That this standing asana and closing asana and like first start Surya Namaskar a warm up sequence. Standing and closing asanas remains the same, but the seated asanas they got changed like this here. Pashasana, Pranchasana, Shalabhasana. So these are the second series is mostly the back bending series. It is completely this Kapotasana and all leg behind that poses. This is basically all about the back bending series. This is like this. Then this forearm forearm stance, Pincha Mayurasana and all these asana. Then come to the third series. Third series is called Advanced A series. It is all about the arm balances like Vasishthasana, Vishwamitrasana, Chakurasana. It is very advanced practice. It is I am sharing here just for your knowledge, and this always keeps us our ego down. कि अरे भाई मैंने इतना आसना सीख लिया, but there are so many asanas to learn a lot. Even one lifetime is if we practice dedicatedly, then we can learn all the asanas. So we have to always remain humble and dedicated to the practice. This is the third series, advanced A series. You can see the asanas, and I will share the PPT. You can just read and go through Google out all the asanas. Then come the fourth series, advanced series. This is all about back bending and combined with all the asanas. First is the Mool Bandha Asana. You can see this, how difficult is the poses. इसको तो कई बार सोच के चक्कर आ जाते हैं कि इतना मुश्किल भी लोग कर लेते हैं. But when I visited Mysore, I have seen people are doing this asana very comfortably. So their secret to this asana is that they practice daily, they practice on their work, they work on their breath and the gaze. So this is now the concept of daily Mysore practice Ashtanga Yoga. So just I want to share one thing that in the Mysore practice, why it is called Mysore? Because I have I have just described all the things that why it is called Mysore practice because it has been like invented in the Mysore only. It has been practiced in Mysore and propagated in the Mysore. So that's why it is called Mysore practice. And what is daily Mysore? Daily Mysore means we practice all the asana on daily basis. Teacher always teacher only guide us that you do this asana, but teacher never demonstrate. he just we just go there and just put our mat and practice. So this is concept of daily practice. We practice 6 days in a week. Then concept of led classes on Saturday. On Saturday there is a led class. Led class means now we remember all the sequences. We know all the vinyasas. We know all the counting. In the led classes, what happens? The teacher gives us the counting. Then okay, Surya Namaskar A 1, 2, 3. He gives the counting and we follow the and we just do the asana and follow his counting till the last asana, that is Yoga Mudra and Padmasana. And this Nadi Shodhana Pranayama, it is 90-minute series, 90-minute practice, and it is done on the every Saturday. Sunday is off, then again Monday, as good practice. So this is how this LED class is organized, like 5 days own practice, 6 days is the test of our practice, टेस्ट ऑफ आवर एनर्जी. हमने हफ्ते में कितना सीखा है, हमारी बॉडी ने कितना अडॉप्ट किया है, हमारा एनर्जी लेवल क्या है. जस्ट लाइक कि मान लीजिए हम लोग स्कूल में जाते हैं और 5 दिन पढ़ाई होती है और छठे दिन टीचर टेस्ट लेती है, बता देती है कि भाई आपने कितना स्कोर किया है एंड वेयर वी नीड टू इम्प्रूव. दिस इज हाउ दिस लेट क्लासेस हैज बीन स्ट्रक्चर्ड ऑन दैट वे. So this happens only on Saturday prior to the Sunday the rest. Now just I want to share some important tips to start continuing deepen the practice. First is the place. Place is very important. So we will go one by one. Place. So place is very important. We must practice daily every day on a designated place. Like I always practice in my room. You can see my room. So this is my room, personal room. I have मुझे बहुत इसमें झगड़ा करना पड़ा. I have to fight a lot for my rights that अरे भाई एक हमको रूम तो दे दो जिसमें हम प्रैक्टिस कर सकें. वाइफ से बहुत रिक्वेस्ट की तब जाके ये रूम मिला है. तो this is the exclusively for my yoga studio. So you will find that the mat is always there in the corner. You can see there. So, uh, so like I request everyone, those who want to continue their practice, just create one space in your house where you can just practice every day without any hindrance. Like I have created my room. Always keep everything there. Keep this place neat and clean. No interference of any people. And if you are a home practitioner, so you have to do this. Then you can practice in yogashala studio. स्टूडियो में तो कोई दिक्कत ही नहीं है. आप वहां पे तो वंस फर्स्ट यू एनरोल, यू गो देयर एंड यू प्रैक्टिस. तो वहां पे बट होम में यू हैव टू क्रिएट वन एनी रूम, एनी कॉर्नर, एनी प्लेस वेयर यू कैन practice every day. Then during travel also, whenever I go, I travel my plan. I plan my travel like that. I always carry my yoga mat, and whenever I got time, I practice. Even same for during the festive season. I never ever take break from my practice. जहाँ पे भी जाता हूँ, I practice every day without any fail, 5 days in a week. So this is the place is very important. So we must always create and continuously like just enrich this place every day. Like every day I have 2-3 yoga mats. मेरे पास traveling का yoga mat अलग है जो कि easily fold हो जाता है, बैग में रखा रहता है. घर का अलग है, घर में वो उसको रोल डाउन कर सकते हैं. So when you work on this thing, you can ask me so I can share all these tips. So this is how the place is important. Then time. A time you can practice. आप अगर हाउस होल्डर वाइफ हैं या आप वर्किंग हैं तो आप टाइमिंग जो है अपने हिसाब से सेट कर सकते हैं. जनरली आई प्रैक्टिस अर्ली इन द मॉर्निंग, बट वेन एवर आई गो टू माई शाला तो हम समटाइम्स कभी अगर हमें मतलब सुबह सेशन में क्लास अलॉट नहीं होती है तो आई हैव प्रैक्टिस इन आफ्टरनून ऑल्सो एंड इवनिंग ऑल्सो. तो ये यू हैव टू जस्ट फाइंड आउट दैट विच टाइम स्लॉट it's best suited to you. The ultimate aim our is that to practice, to continue the practice. टाइमिंग कुछ भी हो सकता है, कभी ये नहीं है कि आपने योगा में नहीं है कि सुबह भी करना है या दोपहर में नहीं कर सकते, कभी नहीं कर सकते. यू मे बी द एम्प्टी स्टमक और बट आवर होल एम शुड बी कि भाई बस प्रैक्टिस छूटनी नहीं चाहिए बस. So this is the time very important. Then inspiration. Inspiration is very important. I take inspiration from my all the yoga teachers and my practitioners. मैं जब भी सुबह उठता हूँ, उठते पहले आई ओपन द इंस्टाग्राम एंड आई जस्ट रीड द कोर्स ऑफ द योगा प्रैक्टिशनर. तो उनके जब मैं देखता हूँ तो आई जस्ट थ्रो एवरीथिंग एंड जस्ट आई ले डाउन ऑन द मैट एंड स्टार्ट माय प्रैक्टिस. बिकॉज उनके प्रैक्टिस के वीडियो, उनके थॉट्स, उनके इतने ज्यादा मतलब मोटिवेटिंग होते हैं उनके वर्ड्स ना, दैट आई कैनॉट स्टॉप माई सेल्फ. So this is how you have to create your own motivation, like online. Offline also you can have one community. Community से भी आप बात कर सकते हैं. आप you just I always talk to my yoga friends once in a week, once in a day, evening. Then yoga books, I have described all the yoga books, that Yoga Makaranda, Yoga Mala, and this Ageless, Patanjali Yoga Sutra. There are so many books, so you can have these books. Then places, you can visit these places like I have visited this Shankaracharya's birthplace. You can visit the place of the yoga gurus like I visited many times in this Swami Vivekananda's ashram. So whenever you get time, you go to place, visit those places which are related to the yoga pupil. It will just help you to move on your practice. Then you can meet people. और सबसे बढ़िया इंस्पिरेशन आपकी खुद की प्रैक्टिस है. जब भी मौका मिले, चाहे 10 मिनट ही सही, 5 मिनट ही सही, you do your practice and that is the best source of your inspiration. Then discipline, then practice on your good days, practice on your bad days, own practice like sadhana, weekly rest. So weekly rest is very important. Generally हम लोग सोचते हैं कि यार रेस्ट करने से प्रैक्टिस छूट जाएगी, बट रेस्ट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. रेस्ट इज एज इम्पोर्टेंट एज अवर प्रैक्टिस. तो जब भी आप प्रैक्टिस करते हैं तो वीक में एक बार आपको रेस्ट लेना जरूरी है. उसके अलावा इफ यू फील दैट योर बॉडी इज नॉट एबल टू वर्क, लाइक आप कहीं पार्टी से रात में लेट आए हैं या ट्रैवलिंग से लेट आए हैं, तो यू कैन यू नो यू आपको जरूरत नहीं है कि आप पूरे आसना करें. यू जस्ट सिट डाउन ऑन द mat on that, just padmasana and do some pranayama. That is enough. So practice should always be continued, let it be good days or bad days. So this discipline has to be maintained. Then goals, daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, reflection on the goals and guidance from the teacher. Sorry for the spelling mistakes. Aradhana ji is a good teacher, so I just ask your forgiveness. So these goals are very important. So as a practitioner for last 8 to 10 years, I request you never ever set any goal. Goal is only that whenever I practice, I will work on my breath and my gaze. I will not rush. This should be the my ultimate aim, ultimate goal. कि मैं जब भी प्रैक्टिस करूंगा मैं रश नहीं करूंगा. आई विल बी स्लो डाउन. आई विल कनेक्ट टू माई ब्रेथ एंड माई फोकस. दिस शुड बी द अल्टीमेट गेम, अल्टीमेट गोल, एंड दिस गोल keeps us moving on the path. Then record. Record is very important. Online, offline, journaling, notes, reflection, meditation. So this record is very important. Like you have must seen that हम जब post करते हैं, although I do not encourage anyone to be, but yes, हम जब photo खींचते हैं तो then we can just check कि हम कितना progress कर रहे हैं. We can write in our notebooks also. Not like yoga poses, but yes, like our yoga sutra Patanjali. So we can just make records कि भाई हमने कितना जर्नी किया. Then you again read it. Then you can you can just reflect on your understanding of the asanas and the other aspect of the. Then next. So then here we come to end of our today's session. I thank you everyone for listening and giving so much time. I hope I थोड़ा सा मैं बीच बीच में थोड़ा सा बोरिंग हुआ होगा but I try to make this presentation like not something like a theory, but I try to make it more realistic type में कि जो भी हो एकदम true हो and it is I have taken from something from the Wikipedia. Whatever I have just feel during my practice, I just try to share with all of you. Thank you. So we can take one selfie. I hope. Yes, good evening. गुड इवनिंग मेघना जी ये तो पूरे बातें मैसूर की हो रही थी तो आई थिंक यू मे बी कनेक्टेड यू मे ट्राई टू बी कनेक्टेड विद दिस कन्नड़ा पीपल
Yes, I am from Mysore, so I know I've been to his place. It's just that practice nahi ho paaya. Matlab, I had not joined there. I had not joined his class. There is another person, Bharat Shetty. He is also trained from Joy sir. So there I had learned. So, and this place, जो पटाबी जोइस जी की घर है, that is very close to my house. It's just about 500 meters from my house. So we can just keep
ओके
going there. Yeah, it's close by, very close.
आई आई हैव बीन देयर फॉर 2 weeks in the December I went there
नेक्स्ट टाइम जब आप मैसूर आएंगे तो एक दो दिन पहले जरूर बताएं सर. आई वुड लव टू मीट यू इन पर्सन.
okay I have been there in Gokulam yes this time in December I will go for 1 month I will go to practice with him Sharad ji
Sure.
because Sharad ji is there is a tradition that every year we go there and just study under in their shala so it is just like a lot of lift in our practice
Yes,
even even the students who have been practicing for last 50 years 60 years they also came every year there's a tradition there is a no certificate system there
very nice. Very nice.
so yes Ramesh ji thank you very much
थैंक यू वेरी मच सर
I hope I try
पीपीटी
to
के लिए बहुत
make
हार्ड वर्क
something
किया
clear
आपने
huh
इस क्लास के लिए बहुत हार्ड वर्क किया आपने और
Ah,
आपका तो इजी फ्लो ही है योगा में
thank you sir एक्चुअली सर हार्ड वर्क नहीं था एक्चुअली इट वाज माय द ओरिजिनल वर्क क्योंकि मैंने जो भी अपनी प्रैक्टिस से सीखा और एक्सपीरियंस से सीखा आई जस्ट ट्राई टू पुट इन because we always say there is a Mysore practice. So we must know that why it is called Mysore practice and how it come to existence and how it flourished and why it is the why everyone is yes thank you sir why is everyone just rushing to Mysore because that Krishnamacharya he was so much learned then King Raja Vadiyar also provided that patronage तो इसीलिए मैसूर की मतलब हवा में ही योग है so yes so thank you very much we can take selfie and then wind up the session I think दूसरे ग्रुप में भी चल रहा होगा I request everyone switch on the camera yes carry everyone yes Arwan Wadaji thank you everyone for joining see you tomorrow on the mat thank you